Good morning, good evening, Kevin, good afternoon. We got a banger for y'all today, baby. What we got for you here is me talking about Overwatch 2, Overwatch, and the current state where Overwatch is at. I haven't really spoke on this yet, so this is just my opinions as someone that used to love, absolutely love Overwatch, and see where Overwatch 2 is now, along with, obviously, I'm sure all of you heard the update with PvE, stuff like that. If you do enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, hit the sub button. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. How many days ago did that happen, Whips? It was like a week, right? But I wasn't here, correct? I think I was gone. I might have been here. Before we get into Elden Ring, there's just something I just want to talk about for a little bit, because I realized I didn't really touch on it, and I feel like I should. Overwatch. So this happened about a week ago, if you guys didn't hear, right? Overwatch canceled PvE, and I realized I should probably say something, being someone that was a content creator for Overwatch for quite some time and loved Overwatch. Because the reason, so like I've seen some people like tweet at me and be like, Tim, like what do you think? And I realized that I didn't really make any kind of Tim 2 video on it or even really talk about it. So, I mean, just for a minute, I'm going to sum up my thoughts. All right. I want to say at the front of this, I love Overwatch. It is a massive, massive part of my career, a great arc of my community. There's a lot of people that found me in Overwatch, and everything that I'm about to say comes from a spot of care. I just want you to understand that. I'm not like, the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because it's like you love something, and you just want it to do well. And yeah, you can say hi to YouTube. This is probably a Tim 2 video. So anywho, Overwatch, if you guys don't know, so I streamed Overwatch thousands of hours. I was the number 37 win center in the world. Okay. Top 500 support and tank. I was a GM DPS. I was an 87% win rate Genji in season 1. All right. So that's who you're hearing from here. All right. Okay. I knew Overwatch. I loved Overwatch. When Overwatch first came out, I remember playing it and I just having a blast. I could not stop playing Overwatch when it first came out, right? Now you got to keep in mind, just for myself here, when did Overwatch come out? I think it was 2000, I want to say 16. Yep, 2016. Okay. What did I play before Overwatch? What did I go from? I want to say, I think it was Counter-Strike. So I was playing CSGO all the time. Okay. Counter-Strike Go was another massive part of my stream. I started playing Overwatch. I fell in love with Overwatch, and I was like, I gotta go play this. So I actually stopped. That was when I was competing in CSGO too. So I stopped all that and I went to Overwatch because I loved it so much and I was so addicted. I was doing probably like 10 to 12 hour streams, easy, because it didn't feel like I was doing anything, because it just would go by in a flash, because all I was doing was grinding Overwatch. All right. My viewership in general, just to speak like numerically, my viewership probably went from like an average on Counter-Strike was probably, I want to say like 5,000 to 7,000, probably average for my Counter-Strike streams, to, I mean, when Overwatch was hot, I want to say at least 16,000 viewers, which for me at that time, I mean, this is 2016, right? This is a very long time ago. It was a huge jump for me. And there are thousands of people that found me because of Overwatch. I loved Overwatch. Overwatch was my favorite game, arguably. I mean, obviously I played the hell out of it. All right. When Overwatch 2 got announced and they stopped updating Overwatch for what it was, that is Overwatch 1, right? The original. That is what, in my opinion, ruined it. Okay. All they had to do, because when they announced Overwatch 2 and they talked about this PvE mode, they were like, yeah, we got this PvE mode. This is going to be a brand new game, a brand new Overwatch experience. They stopped updating the original Overwatch game. Okay. And that, I mean, there were some updates, but it was really flatlined. Okay. Like hardly anything. The game just kind of fell off, right? Because everyone thinks, oh, they're working on Overwatch 2. We're going to get a new experience in Overwatch 2 with this whole PvE thing that they announced and they talked about. So as of right now, this is me talking about 8 days ago now, Overwatch came out and they said, we're not doing the PvE anymore. And essentially, basically, that the PvE, in short, is scrapped. So what is Overwatch 2? It's Overwatch. So then it's like, what the hell was the point of Overwatch 2? And the thing is, when they announced PvE, you saw gameplay. Like you saw stuff, these talent trees they were talking about. And as someone, listen, I'm not necessarily a huge like single player guy. I say that as I'm streaming Elden Ring today, but it's like I was kind of excited to see what it was. Basically, Overwatch 2 right now with the announcement on the PvE, and so I do know some people are saying, oh, the PvE could still come out and stuff, but I mean, ultimately, I think that them saying that is really being like, yeah, don't expect much because we're just going to kind of focus on these roadmaps they're doing, and the roadmaps that they're doing, they're great. Okay. Like Overwatch 2 with the roadmaps, I think those are solid. I think those are good. New heroes, obviously, keep it fresh. Those are good. But all of that could have been done with Overwatch. The 6v6 to a 5v5, a lot of people talk about that. They're like, well, Overwatch 2 went from a 6v6 to a 5v5, which to be clear, I think plays way better, but that could have been done in Overwatch. All they had to do, bro. You know what I think would have been a perfect scenario? You have the original Overwatch game, you're getting updates to it, you're getting roadmaps, you're getting new heroes, you're getting all that. And then on top of that, they're like, hey, we're working on a PvE feature in Overwatch. Not, yo, we got a whole new game based on PvE. And also some of the old stuff. Do you guys know what I'm saying? In my opinion, this is me as someone that loved Overwatch. All they had to do was keep updating Overwatch. Hey, we've got a huge patch update today. We're going 6v6 to a 5v5. But the problem is they're like, hey, we have a brand new game coming out called Overwatch 2. There's going to be a PvE mode. This Overwatch, the original one, it goes flat. I think it was what? Was it like a year and a half they went without a hero? I'm kind of pulling that number out of my ass because I wasn't really playing as much anymore. Like, I know J3 was still grinding it. It still is grinding it. But it's like, it was, I think, dude, I swear to God, I think it was maybe even over 2 years. They didn't get any new hero, nothing. All they had to do was keep updating that one game, Overwatch the original, roadmap, all that stuff they're doing right now. That's good. All that had to happen was that had to happen with the original Overwatch, and they needed to not let it fall flat. And then they're like, by the way, we're working on a PvE mode for Overwatch the original. And let's say that flopped. People would not have been near as mad or near as upset because it's like, well, it was just going to be an addition to Overwatch anyways. Now the fact that they announced Overwatch 2 as a brand new game with a brand new experience, and now that new experience is gone, we basically have Overwatch. This guy Chevy says, who cares? I care, Chevy, because I loved Overwatch, bro. Overwatch was my favorite game ever. Easily a top 5 for me in my gaming history. I mean, Call of Duty is 100% up there. Overwatch is definitely up there. And the reason I care, it's just so sad to see because it was it, bro. It was so fun. And I mean, I guess this poses a question now. A lot of people say, is Overwatch dead? Like, is this it? See, the ironic thing is Overwatch killed Overwatch. Do I think Overwatch is dead because they don't have this PvE mode coming out? I think people are going to be pissed, but I don't know. Ultimately, it's kind of, I guess time will tell. We'll see what happens. It's just all they had to do, man. All they had to do was continually update the first game. That's it. That's all they had to do. Don't come out with a whole new game, bro. Just you had this gem. It's like they had this egg that was so good and people loved it. And then they just dropped the egg. The egg kind of, fell apart. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess we can just kind of tape this back together and put this egg over here. And it sucks. It sucks. It really does suck. I'm sad to see it. I hope somehow Overwatch makes like a return arc. I don't know how that's going to happen, but you know who did it right? Fortnite. If Overwatch did what Fortnite did, it's perfect. Like what happened is almost like Fortnite releasing a Fortnite 2. Does that make sense to you guys? Like all they had to do was have Fortnite, have Overwatch, and not release a Fortnite 2. Like, it's just sad to see, bro. But I know a lot of you are kind of asking my opinion on it. That's kind of my take on everything with Overwatch. Do I think it's dead? I don't think I would say the sentence Overwatch 2 is dead. I would definitely say the sentence Overwatch 2 is, how would I say it? Overwatch 2 is definitely I want to be careful. I don't think it's dead, but it is struggling. I'll say that. Overwatch 2 is not dead, I don't think, but it's definitely struggling. And it's just, when did Jeff leave, bro? Anyone remember? Jeff Kaplan left. I met Jeff, bro. I did a video with Jeff where we showcased Echo. I think it was like when did Echo come out? It was right around then, right? It was like 2019, 2020-ish. I mean, I think Jeff saw it coming, man. If I had to guess, because Jeff got out, bro, and I mean for good reason. At least that's what it seems like to me. But anywho, I just wanted to say that because a lot of people had been asking. Like I had people just tweeting like, "Yo, Tim, Overwatch 2," stuff like that. So.